Hello everybody, my name is Sean Harrington and welcome to the parish of St Sylvester's Catholic Church in Malahide, County Dublin. I would like to show you around the Parish Pastoral Centre, which has been designed by our practice. Now the parish here is an important and active part of the wider community in Malahide, and new buildings allow them to offer a range of spaces and rooms for the parish and community use. This included 2 parish halls, meeting rooms, a cafe, parish offices and a kitchen for Meals on Wheels to deliver food to the elderly and housebound. It also included a new sacristy, a prayer chapel and an apartment for the parish priest. The pastoral centre is right next to the church, as you can see behind me, on the site of an old sunken garden that was overshadowed and rarely used. The pastoral centre is a single-storey building to the front and set back behind the church steeple and frontage to be subservient and respectful to the church. Beneath is the car park. To the front is a new pedestrian church plaza that replaced the former car park. On the east side is a new prayer chapel as a detached object sitting beside the church in its own garden. Down the street is the former parish hall, which is now linked internally to the pastoral centre. This faces a small plaza with a historic well at the centre, overlooked by the sacristy at the back of the church. It's a low-energy building with a green roof to encourage biodiversity on the site. Here you can see the back of the apartment for the priest, which is on the first floor, and you can look down into the courtyard of the cloistered space, which is the pastoral centre. And then to the west, we are creating a green wall facing the car park of the railway station in Malahide. The pastoral centre has its own entrance right next to the church. The front elevation has depth, using the colonnade and the roof overhang. This is in contrast to the robust solid stone wall of the church. It helps to draw you into the building in an inclusive way. Big doors to the hall open up to be used in good weather and for weddings and other occasions to spill out to the front garden. The front wall is clad with a cubist pattern of limestone in different finishes, reflecting the roughly squared limestone of the church. When you enter, you have an immediate understanding of the layout of the building, with all the main spaces set around a glazed courtyard. There's no dark corridors. The presence of the church building can always be seen, with the previously external stone wall of the church now exposed to view as an internal wall. The main hall is immediately accessible next to the entrance, which is overlooked by the parish office. Big sliding doors mean it can open up to the courtyard, which gives great flexibility, particularly in the summertime. The hall is well daylit using clerestory windows, and you can open up to the front on summer days. We've worked hard to minimise the external impact of the taller volume by setting the clerestory back from the front elevation and by emphasising horizontal lines in the roofs and front canopy. The hall is used for many purposes, including parish events, yoga, various classes and parent and baby groups. The courtyard is the heart of the building, and it's inspired by medieval church cloisters. Its central location and glazed walls means you can see everybody that's passing and everything that's going on. It also allows all internal rooms to be daylit, especially at the back of the building, where it was difficult to put windows due to nearby neighbouring buildings. It's a space that's used as a sheltered outdoor terrace for the cafe, looking over the church. The cafe is welcoming and it's open to everybody. It does a great coffee and pastry and is well worth a visit. You can see here how we've detached the new building from the church wall with a linear roof window. This lets good daylight come in, allows you to look up to the church wall and is respectful to the historic fabric of the church building. Here, a staircase links the pastoral centre to a lower level, which gives access under the church altar to the old parish hall. At this lower level is a Meals on Wheels kitchen, and beneath the courtyard, a car park, mainly used for elderly and disabled parishioners. As the back wall backs onto neighbours, we needed to obscure the view by preventing overlooking. So a lovely stained glass window was commissioned from the artist Cillian Sherman with the theme of the creation. The new prayer chapel is on the eastern side of the church, which is the quieter side, and it's set in its own gardens. It's behind a screen, as you can see, which balances the composition of the pastoral centre on the west side of the church. You can get to the prayer chapel either this way or directly from the church itself. The ceiling in this hallway is intentionally low to compress you before you go into the prayer chapel, which is down a level. The prayer chapel is a calm, contemplative space, somewhere to sit, to escape to pray, or just sit in silence. The circular shape is inclusive, and there is no altar. The beautiful stained glass artwork is by Peter Young. The only views out are through the clerestory to the sky, or through this big curved glass window to the contemplation garden, inspired by Japanese garden design. The prayer chapel can be seen peeking out above the stone wall along Old Street, next to the old parish hall, which has been refurbished. This faces a small plaza with a historic well in the middle. Above is the sacristy at the back of the church. There are many interlocking functions and floor levels on this small, intricate site. Its complexity is a bit like a Rubik's cube. At the front of the pastoral centre there's a garden, and then in front of the church we got rid of the parking that was here before and created a church plaza for gathering before and after Mass. There are 4 pleached lime trees that mark the centre, beneath which is a gorgeous bronze artwork by Sinead Cullen. We had a great client for this project. The parish building committee was led by John Lynch and the project initiated by Father Jerry Tannum. They were supportive, ambitious, well organised and demanding, which was great. The manager of the centre is Sharon O'Sullivan, who is just great, bringing a wonderful, welcoming, friendly and calm presence to the place. I also want to thank the church for allowing us to film here today. In our own practice, the project team was led brilliantly by Ryan Gillespie, who worked tirelessly and with great skill with the contractor Duggan Brothers to produce a well-detailed and well-built building. I also want to thank the rest of the design team, Rowan O'Donovan Engineers, De Lappen Waller Service Engineers and Austin Reddy Quantity Surveyors. Finally, I'd like to thank our conservation architect Tom Majimsey, who expertly guided us through the challenges of building right next to this important protected structure.